This is Strength 101. We are together for 20 minutes today, and we're going to kind of take it back to the basics. So, just a reminder, we had our cooking demo last week. I'm actually making this meal tonight. I've made it before. It's so good and super easy to make. So highly recommend. It's really healthy and a good leftover meal. You can find the recording. I should have said that. You can find the recording on our Slack page or our Engage page, and it'll take you to our YouTube. So today we're going to get started with some arm circles, nice and easy. I want you to take both arms and circle them around. You get to choose the range of motion here. So if you feel any discomfort, you can take it smaller. You can make the arm circle smaller, whatever works best for you. You just want to get some movement in that joint. And then we'll go ahead and reverse direction. As I mentioned today, we have 3 movements. If you were with me last week, we're doing the same 3 movements. We're going to progress as we go. If you did it with me last week, you can maybe take a more challenging progression right off the bat. Go ahead and relax those arms. On your stable surface, if you've got one, you're going to place your hands on the edge of it and step your feet back. I want you to find a perfectly straight line from your shoulders to your hips to your heels. Your hands are going to be screwed into the box, which helps make those elbow creases face forward and the shoulders pack down. From here, I just want you to bring your shoulder blades together and push them apart. Now notice my spine is not moving at all. So we want to refrain from arching our back or rounding our back or moving our rib cage, any of the above. We just want to move those shoulder blades. You can also do this against a wall if this is a little too much for you. You have 3 more here. We are working on planks today, so we want to warm this up. Last one. And then go ahead and step it in and stand up. From here, I want you to take your left leg back. You're going to come into a little bit of a lunge. So that back leg is pretty much straight. Front leg is bent. I want you to tuck your tailbone under. Arms are going to come in front, and we're going to rotate towards the front leg or the right leg. Come back center on your inhale. Exhale, open up to the right. With each rotation, I really want you drawing that belly button in, imagining you have a corset on and you're zipping it up or lacing it up to protect your spine in that rotation. Last one here. Take it center, step forward, we'll switch sides. Right leg goes back now. We're lunging into that left leg, tucking the tailbone under so we engage the core. Arms come in front. We open. On the exhale, inhale, center. Good. We have 2 more here. Warming up that spine and that core. Come back center. Step it forward. From here, I want you to take your feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Your toes are just slightly turned out. We're going to screw our feet into the ground, so you're really gripping the ground. Hands are going to come behind the head. We're going to alternate between 2 movements. The first is a hinge. So I'm sending my hips back towards the wall behind me. My back is nice and flat. I feel the stretch in my hamstrings. I come up, and I'm dropping into a squat, bending the knees, keeping my chest lifted. Take these nice and slow to start. We'll see both of these movements in our workouts today. Drop it down. Take it at your own pace, keeping that back nice and flat. That was a combo of a hinge squat that I just did. Don't follow my lead on that one. For that squat, you want your chest lifted. We don't want to be facing the ground. You have 1 more of each movement. And then we rest. All right, our first movement of today, we're starting with a sit to stand squat. We are progressing this into a single leg squat. If you do not have a stable surface, then I just want you to do an air squat, and I will show you how to progress that each round. But for this first one, if you do have a stationary surface that will not roll out from under you, you're going to take your feet about shoulder width apart, and I want your toes parallel. So we're facing forward, but we're going to screw our feet into the ground just like we did for that warm up. From here, keeping our chest lifted, we're going to sit back onto that box or chair. I'm on the very edge of it for the first one. You might need to look back, make sure it's there. And then we're going to stand straight back up. Now for this movement, especially this first round, I want you to really pay attention to the amount of momentum you're using to get back up. Our natural reaction is going to be to swing forward. I want you to use as little momentum as possible. Press through those feet, squeeze the legs and the glutes to stand up. Slow and steady. We have 3 more reps. You're going for about 10 reps for each movement. We're going to try to get through them 3 times. I talk a little extra in this class. Go ahead and rest because it's our Strength 101 class. Our next movement, we're starting with a hinge. Just like that warm up, I want your hands behind your head. Your feet are going to be a little wider than shoulder width apart. We're going to screw our feet into the ground. The setup is the same as the squat, hands behind your head. Now with that doesn't mean we're here. I want you to drop those shoulders, release the stress, and then pull the shoulder blades together in your upper back. From here, we're sending our hips backwards towards the wall, squeezing our buns to bring those hips forward. Now today, I want you to do 10 of these for this first set. We're progressing this movement into a dumbbell or a kettlebell swing. But this is the basis of that movement. You're leading with your hips the whole time when you're using a dumbbell or a kettlebell to swing. Complete your 10 reps. Count on your own if you're with me. We have 3 more. It's very important to keep that core strong in this movement, especially when we start to add weight. Last one, and we stand. Release those hands. We're coming into our plank. Just like that warm up, we are using our stable surface. You can use a wall, you can use a desk, you can use a chair, anything that again will not slide out from under you. We're going to step our feet back, and I want them about shoulder width apart. The wider your base, the more stability you have. So the closer together, the more challenging it's going to be. So find that base of support, and then you want your shoulders over your wrist. We want to make a nice straight line from shoulder to heel. So we don't want our booties up in the air, and we don't want to sink them down towards the floor. That puts a lot of pressure on your low back. So find that nice straight line and screw your hands into the box. We pack the shoulders down like you're sliding your shoulder blades into your back pocket, and we're going to hold here. We're only going to hold for about 15 more seconds because I've had you here quite long. The most important thing here is to breathe. This is one of the most common exercises people hold their breath on. So I want you to breathe for 3, 2, 1. We step it in and stand up. Great work. Round 1 is done. We're on to round 2, so we're going to progress. Those were the basic movements. Now, feel free to stick with those. So if what I show you is not going to work for you, then you go back to the basic movement. If you do not have a box for this next one, you're just going to do an air squat, all right? We're going to a kickstand squat, however. So I want your left leg planted, screwed into the ground. Our right leg is going to be our kickstand. So we just have our toe on the ground. From here, we're sitting back onto our box. So we're going to sit back, chest is up. We feel the box, same thing, as little momentum as possible. We stand up. We're going to stay on the same leg for 10 reps. So we lower down, press through that left foot, and come up. So my right leg is carrying very little weight. If you need more help on the stand part, you can just place that right foot down and do a two-legged squat to stand up. You have to listen to your body. So if you don't have that box, you're doing an air squat as low as you can while maintaining form. If you get to a point and you start to tip forward, then I want you to stop right before that. Give me one more on this side, and then we're going to switch feet. So our right foot is going to screw into the ground. Our left foot is our kickstand. We sit and we stand. A box is a great way to practice single leg stuff, but also a great way to challenge the depth of your squat because it forces you to get to that height. And a lot of us will naturally stop shorter than that. Now, maybe you do 5 of these and your knees or your hips or even just your muscles are like, we're good, we're tapped out. Then I want you to go back to those sit-stand squats. Give me one more of these. And then rest. All right, we're moving to our dumbbell swing. This time we're picking up a weight. So I want you to grab your medium weight. I will say this movement sometimes gets easier with the more weight because you do want a good amount of resistance. So don't be afraid of weight here. We're stepping our feet a little wider than shoulder width apart and screwing our feet into the ground. Now, like I said, the hips guide this movement. So we come back with our hips and we press them forward. Now notice my dumbbell already starts to swing, and then I just add a little bit of arm work to get that dumbbell up where I want it. Now I'm holding the dumbbell by the head of the weight. I'm swinging it down between my legs and coming up. Feel free to pause at the top before you come back down. We're doing 20 of these because they're faster. So give me 5 more. If you haven't been counting, that's okay. Really squeezing those glutes. 1 more, and we rest. Now in that movement, if you feel any pressure or pain in that low back, then I want you to slow it down and squeeze those buns a little bit more. Core and glutes are what's going to take the pressure and work out of that low back. In any exercise you do, you should not feel pain or pressure in your low back, all right? So if you do, more core usually does the trick, but reach out to us so we can help you because our low back takes enough pressure during the day, so we don't need more. All right, for our plank, I'm going to show you a different modification. So we're going to come down to our mat. We're going to plant those hands underneath our shoulders, screw our hands into the ground, and we're going to step our knees back. Almost skipped a step. So we're in a modified plank here, and we're now trying to line up our shoulders to our knees rather than our heels. But all the same rules apply. So our core is engaged, our glutes are engaged, our gaze is about 6 inches from our fingertips, and we're holding and breathing. We have 15 seconds here, 15 seconds more. Now the difference between this modified plank and the elevated surface is that one's a little more like a full plank because you have that extended lever length. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and press back, walk your hands up. So when you're on the box, you're just emulating that full plank a little bit more and getting your body a little bit more ready. You have all the same muscles involved. It's just going to be a little less challenging because you're lifted. So it's totally up to you what modification you take. This next round, we'll go to a full plank and you can decide which modification you'd like. So round 3, the final round. You guys made it. We are going into single leg sit to stand squats. Don't let that scare you. I'm going to give you a couple options. Again, you get to choose if you want to progress to this. You can choose one of the first 2 variations we did. So we're going to step with our right foot first, screw it into the ground. I brought this here for a little stability. It's just an option. It kind of helps your brain calm down because these can be scary for your brain. So you're gonna lift your leg up, your left leg, off the floor. It's just gonna hover there. From here, we're sitting back into that chair and then standing up. All right, you're likely gonna need a little more momentum here because you only have one leg to do it. So when you come up, you might need to squeeze and breathe a little bit harder. We're going for 6 on each side here because these are pretty intense. If you need that stability object, you just place your opposite hand on it and use it for balance mainly. Remember, take those other 2 options if you need. This is your last one, and then we'll switch sides. So we plant our left leg, we screw it into the ground, and our right leg is hovering. We're gonna sit back. This is my harder leg by far. And then we stand. I know this feels like a really unnecessary movement. You're like, why the heck are you making me do this? But not only will you see it in strength classes, but it also is so important for knee health, hip health, muscle growth. And you do this every day by sitting down, walking up the stairs, walking down the stairs. So it's really important to practice it. 2 more. In a controlled environment. And it really makes you sweat. It's a good workout. Last one. And we rest. You don't have to do that again today. I promise. All right, moving to our dumbbell swing. Same thing as last time. We're just going to add some speed. So your feet are going to be a little wider than shoulder width. We screw our feet in. We're going to send our hips back and bring them forward. Find your power here. When you come forward, both your glutes and your core are engaged. We're going for 20. If you're with me, we're at 10. Your weight, your goal is to get it at shoulder height. Keeping that hinge position, flat back. 3 more if you're with me, or finish your 20. Last one, and we rest. Good work. You'll likely feel that a little in your arms, but should be mostly in that lower body. All right, full plank coming at you. Last 30 seconds of work. We're setting up the exact same. So shoulders over those hands. Screw your hands into the ground. This time we're stepping our feet back. Same thing, we want that straight line. Shoulders to hips to heels. If you cannot hold this position without sinking or hiking, then go to one of those modifications. We're breathing. We have less than 15 seconds. Then you're done for today. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower those knees down. Go ahead and press your hips back into a child's pose and start to slow down your breathing. Plank is another one where if you feel it in your low back, it's likely your core that needs to work a little harder, which just means you need to think about your core more. Pulling that belly button in towards the spine, zipping up that corset. Take 3 more breaths here in this child's pose. And when you're ready, you can come up off the mat. You guys did a great job today. Please let me know if you have any questions. If you feel any exercises in the wrong places, we'd love to help you. But if not, we'll see you back here next Tuesday.
Fabulous. Thank you.